Eyes of the Storm is an unprecedented exhibition revealing for the first time extraordinary photographs taken by Sir Paul McCartney on his 35mm film camera. What's up everyone, my name is Augustine and this YouTube channel is dedicated to my favorite band, so if you like the Beatles, please make sure you subscribe and you check out my other videos because I'm sure you're gonna find them interesting. Now today is a very special day because I'm gonna go to Paul McCartney's exhibition at the National Gallery. Actually, sorry, not the National Gallery, the National Portrait Gallery, which are like one next to each other in Trafalgar Square. It's my first day back in London after a 5-month contract on a cruise ship, and this is literally the first thing I'm gonna do because I was so excited when they announced that Paul was gonna do this exhibition, and we'll get to see pictures taken by Paul McCartney with his camera from 1964 when the Beatles went on tour. So there are pictures in London, Paris, and in America, I think New York and Florida as well. It's gonna be exciting, I can't wait. So yes, of course, I'm gonna take you with me and I'm gonna show you everything. Let's go! So, we are here right outside the National Portrait Gallery. Let's see what it looks like. Eyes of the Storm is an unprecedented exhibition revealing for the first time extraordinary photographs taken by Sir Paul McCartney on his 35mm film camera. The exhibition runs from the 28th of June until the 1st of October 2023 at the National Portrait Gallery in the heart of central London. The ticket price is £22 and only £5 for all visitors aged 30 or under. The exhibition focused on portraits captured by Paul McCartney using his own camera between December 1963 and February 1964, a time where the Beatles were catapulted from a British sensation to a global phenomenon. These never-before-seen images offer a uniquely personal perspective on what it was like to be a Beatle at the start of Beatlemania, and adjusting from playing gigs on the UK stages to performing to 73 million Americans on The Ed Sullivan Show. At a time when so many camera lenses were on the band, Paul McCartney's photographs offer a crucial new perspective on the story of the band, creating cultural history. In the first part of the exhibition, we can see pictures taken during the Beatles' autumn tour in November 1963 in England. We can see portraits of the other Beatles and people close to them, like for example producer George Martin or Louise Harrison, George Harrison's mother. We can't really see Paul McCartney in many pictures because of course he was actually the photographer and selfies weren't really a thing back then. However, occasionally Paul would give his camera to someone else to take a photo of the whole band. In 1963, the Beatles played at the London Palladium at the Val Parnell Show, one of the most famous TV shows at the time in the UK. It was after this show that the media coined the term Beatlemania to describe the scenes of screaming fans. We can see some pictures taken backstage by Paul. One of my favorite parts of the exhibition is this section called At Home with the Ushers. When Paul McCartney moved from Liverpool to London, he was dating the English actress Jane Asher, and he got on really well with her family, so they invited him to move in with them. He was given a small room at the top of the house where he had a bed, a small piano and a record player. Underneath the bed he would keep his gold records and his MBE. It was in that room where he wrote Yesterday. Living at the Ushers' house at 57 Wimpole Street and with Jane as inspiration, Paul was able to spend time exploring photographic composition and lighting techniques. The results are more intimate and considered than other photographs he took at the time. In developing his practice, McCartney was able to observe and learn from professional photographers who were working with the Beatles at the time. On the 7th of February 1964, the Beatles arrived at John F. Kennedy Airport in New York, greeted by thousands of screaming fans. In this next section of the exhibition, we can see pictures of the Beatles being greeted by the fans and also pictures taken in the plane. There's no self-portrait of Paul, but we can see George Harrison, Brian Epstein, the manager of the Beatles, and Cynthia Powell, John Lennon's wife. The very next day, the Beatles had a press call in Central Park, to which George Harrison couldn't attend because he was sick with tonsillitis. Thankfully, he recovered by the time they played The Ed Sullivan Show for an audience of 73 million people. Of course, there are pictures of that as well. After the Ed Sullivan Show, the Beatles went to Washington, and we can see some pictures at the Capitol building and the White House. Paul would also take pictures of things that caught his attention. For example, this policeman he saw carrying a gun, since police officers in England wouldn't carry guns. After Washington, the Beatles flew to Miami, Florida, where they had rehearsals and a second appearance at the Ed Sullivan Show, but they also managed to have a few days off enjoying the beach and the beautiful weather. For this part of the trip, McCartney switched from a black and white film to a color film to show the blue sky and the palm trees. As you leave the exhibition, there is also a gift shop. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked the exhibition. I really did. I think Paul is actually a great photographer, and not everyone had the chance to take pictures like he did. So if you have the chance, you should definitely go and see it for yourself. Anyway, this is pretty much it for now. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. And the most important thing is, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I have many videos about the Beatles, so you're definitely gonna find them interesting. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Well, I'm afraid that's us run out of time.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
sorry.
Well,
So,
bye everyone.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I give my heart to you, I must be